2 weeks after Governor Little's State of the State address, we're getting a first look at one of his biggest ideas from that address, the Idaho Launch Program. That's a plan which includes giving eligible Idaho students $8,500 to pursue in-demand careers after getting a high school diploma or a GED. Almost immediately following the governor's speech, in some cases as it was happening, questions about how it will work were raised. Joe Parrish joins me now. So, okay, Joe, is every high school graduate in the Gem State here going to get $8,500 to further their education?
So let's be very clear here. This is not for every single student in every situation, but there is going to likely be some grants coming out in 2024. But let's dive into this together, because I think there's some information out there that may be confusing people. So here's what we know. A bill was presented in committee this afternoon by House Majority Leader, Republican Representative Blanksma. And to be crystal clear up front, this is not a universal scholarship program, or really a scholarship program at all. And this is a feature that is being projected to begin in 2024. Now, Idaho Launch is a grant program meant for targeted investments into the career paths of Idaho students who are looking to get into in-demand careers, or careers that our state really needs more of. Electricians, welders, nurses, things like that. Now, Idaho Launch is actually a program that already exists. It aims to help graduating high school seniors to find careers that click for them. And through it, students can get training and experience in careers that Idaho needs. Representative Blanksma details more.
This is a jobs-driven program. This is not, I want to learn about art history. This is what jobs are in demand in the state of Idaho, and this is our tack for getting people who want those jobs trained for those jobs. There are a lot of jobs out there that you don't need to college for, but you do need specialized training, and they're in high demand. And that's what this is talking about.
So the new portion of this grant is to the tune of $8,500, and that funding is through the lens of workforce development. The legislature set aside $80 million just for this during the special legislative session during last year. So that money is for students that aren't really interested in the traditional post-secondary education. Instead, maybe they're interested in welding or electrical apprenticeships or training, something like that. So if this idea passes as is, students would use tools on the Idaho Launch site to connect with in-demand careers that they're interested in. And the idea is to get kids thinking about what they may be interested in pursuing specifically, rather than just saying, I'm going to college and I'll figure it out later, we'll see what I do. And that's okay if that's your educational path, but this is a program for helping students with non-traditional paths get some help financially with training and skill development. And some of those in-demand career paths are available through local post-secondary schools like College of Western Idaho, for example. And Representative Blanksma explains the process of the program is being designed right now.
The application process is controlled by the Workforce Development Council. They're going to develop an application, obviously, so there's a hierarchy of needs on how this works, right? First of all, you have to have an in-demand career. Next is financial need. So the Workforce Development Council will have to determine how that works, because there's no need for a FAFSA like you would need if you wanted to go on to one of the higher ed institutions at this point. So there's some development that's going to have to happen over the next year, which is the time that we give the Workforce Development Council to develop the plan.
So think of the grants to those students as an investment. The state invests in students. The payoff for the states is the students get into careers that Idaho needs. Win-win situation.
It is a targeted investment. Not only that, we should have a return on our investment, right? So if we're helping kids get to the jobs that they want by providing some assistance in their training, they're getting into the workforce, and then they're paying it back to the state by being part of a workforce. And so you get kids places they want to be, in jobs they want to have. And I think that needs to be one of our it always should have been our goal, instead of just simply saying, yeah, everybody should try, to go on to college. That's not for everyone. And we shouldn't expect it from everyone. It's great for some, but not for all. And so I think this provides a much broader pathway for students in Idaho to get the training they want for the jobs they want.
So, Brian, the bill's printed, and we'll be back for a full committee hearing soon.
I got two quick questions. So this bill, or this launch program, is for graduating Idaho high school seniors, or graduating, I should say, high school graduates. And what about those moving in? People that say get here, or maybe finish up in a school in Washington or Oregon, and be like, I'm going to move to Idaho. I'm going to go there and try to find a career there. And the other part of that is, do those people who get this $8,500 then have to, I guess, find a job in that field in Idaho?
So there's a lot of intricacies that are being worked out and will be worked out over the next year, but kind of the blanket thing here is this is for graduating Idaho high schoolers who are here in the state of Idaho. They graduated from an Idaho high school. They didn't just come in here after high school. In terms of getting that degree, getting that job after getting the degree, that's the hope and that's the idea. We'll find out, though, if
There's no guarantee that they have to stay here to do that.
Not that I'm aware of right now, but that could change. Over the next year, there's going to be all kinds of requirements and things that change down there at the Idaho legislature. And again, they're trying to get this program out in 2024.